Hello again, YouTube. It's me again, Robin, your friendly neighborhood Green Pretty rep for Humberston Bar Papers. I even managed to screw up my opening. Fantastic. On to the Healer's Shed, which we have affectionately made aware of, which we have affectionately called the Aid Station. Basically, it's a garage, almost like a carport garage, capable of being able to move a farm animal inside to do whatever mending we need to do into the building. It'll have a bed for people and a bed type area for a farm animal as big as our ox. We'll have one variety of ox, which is just a castrated cow, a castrated bovine, to do our uprooting and de-stumping and kind of stuff, the heavy brute force tractor labor. Anything smaller than that we can handle using the bigger bed. In that aid station we will have stretchers, we will have emergency equipment, a direct line to the hospital, probably one of the few actual telephones. We're going to use voice over IP for everything else in the eco-village, and you can't call 911 from those voice over IP systems. It's a technical glitch that we can't solve immediately. So, direct line to the hospital. Ideally, I want a nurse, a midwife, or a doctor to run the aid station and have a bunch of people helping them. I want every member of the community, to have stage 1 first aid. And ideally, as many levels as we can get, because if everyone knows first aid training, everyone will be safer in the project. If you hurt your own leg and you know first aid, you might be able to help it, but no one will be alone. The property isn't that big. It's 350 feet wide. So, if you have an upset stomach, you can go to the aid station. I want the focus of the projects to be on homeopathy, on naturopathic medicine. If the blacksmith burned his hand, he's got a bad blister, then the medic gets to take some aloe, grind it up in a mortar and pestle, add some water, create a salve, rub it on the wound. We don't need polysporin if an aloe plant is nearby. And we'll get to the gardening section later on. Skip ahead if you'd like. The gardener, greenhouse person, will work with the healer. Could be the same individual early on, but I want 2 full-time people in those positions. Ideally we'll have a midwife, so that in the dead of winter, in a ridiculous blizzard, if the ambulances won't run, I want someone to be able to deliver a baby. Worst case scenario, we don't really need a doctor so much. We don't need a brain surgeon in the eco-village. But this particular area in western Newfoundland, which is specifically the area of Highlands, Loch Leven, near St. Fintan's, Jeffreys, McKay's, Robinson's, Maidstone, neck of the woods, a chain of communities in the Bay St. George region, which is just below the Portapo Peninsula near Stephenville in southwestern Newfoundland. If that was all Greek to you, that's okay. You've probably got to be a newbie to get it. And don't take offense to using that word, for God's sake. I'm a Newfoundlander. Meanwhile, I'd like the idea, since midwives aren't actually legal in that area, you can't actually choose to have a midwife produce your baby, as far as I know. I could be wrong. I know in the Grenfell belt you're allowed, but I don't think you can in Stephenville area, because there's a hospital so close. If we had a midwife on staff, I'd love the idea, given the unique nature of this project, to be given that right, but we shall see. Who knows, I might become the next MP and change those laws. So that's what the healer station is going to be like. If you have an upset stomach, we can give you a bicarbonate type solution, something organic. I don't do medical stuff. Psychology is extend on my medical knowledge, and psychology can't really help a tummy ache. We'll probably have lots of placebos for children who have problems, But the healer station, again, the size of a 2-bay garage maybe, like most of the industries in the project with that size, 20 by 20, 20 by 30, will have everything necessary to keep someone alive using homeopathic medicine. Like everything else, wind turbine powered, battery banks. We might have a biodiesel backup generator if it's really necessary attached to the grid. Prefer that it not be, but we shall see. What else? We wanted to have the area for birthing animals as well. Could be in the healer's shack. The healer's area. The ability to have diagnostic equipment. Some of it will be battery powered, some of it will be AC powered. Impossible to tell. Again, I'm not a vet. Would be cool to have one though. We had a woman by the name of Jessica Pennick, North Carolinian, if I'm not mistaken. She's a biology and chemistry teacher who ran a farm. Wonderful, delightful woman. Amazing contributions to the Eco-Village Forum Part 2. Pretty sure it was Part 2, might have been Part 1. We had 2 forums. One was brown, one was green. We changed servers, and in the process had a lull, and a lot of the members lost interest or lost communication or whatever. I don't pretend to know all the answers. Anyway, Jessica Pennick, we miss you. Come back to us. So yeah, that's the healing station in a nutshell. We would have emergency equipment, proper first aid, proper medication, probably defibrillation equipment, EpiPens for allergic reactions, insulin, I suspect, if someone discovers that they're diabetic. We would try to avoid slippery slope. We don't want to have to deal with medical conditions that we can't provide for without medical attention. If someone has a congenital heart defect and requires massive medication to stay healthy, they probably aren't welcome on our farm anyway. And it would pollute the local environment by requiring us to import medication. Though I know Canadian labour laws prevent us from discriminating, we could institute a policy whereby unless you cannot maintain physical labour for sustained periods and this kind of stuff. There's a dangerous slippery slope that I don't want to get into, but ideally, in a perfect universe, we would not have people who require external medication, homeopathic or not. We can even, like the Babylonians used to use a particular kind of bog weed that when you cut it down the middle and dipped it in a woman's urine, if it changed a particular color, you know she's pregnant. It was basically the first litmus paper. If you have a toothache, Aristotle discovered chew on willow bark and your toothache goes away. It's where acetylsalicylic acid came from. Ambisol got its roots in willow bark. No pun intended. Go figure. We Wiccans have a saying that for every illness Goddess created, she created a cure in nature. And look at the nature we're destroying. In the Eco-Village, we intend, as I'll discuss in the gardening video, to have lots of plants devoted to herbalism exclusively, not to their potential for feeding us. There are more methods of feeding your body than just the nutrition. Your soul is important too. I have no intention of building robots for the project. I want us all to embrace acupuncture and embrace naturopathic medicine. It's the whole part and parcel thing of the entire project. So, that's the Healer's Shack. I hope it didn't bore you too badly. This isn't my area of expertise. And I will look forward to chatting with you all further in the animal husbandry section, part 5. Have a great night.